The distance across the sink drain is 3.9 centimeters. Estimate the circumference. Use 3.14 for pi. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Let's start with a sketch. So here's my sink drain. And then the distance across the sink drain is 3.8 centimeters. So by looking at that picture, I can see that actually what I just found was the diameter. And so the diameter is 3.8 centimeters. Knowing that that's the diameter, that helps me decide which formula I'm going to use for circumference. Since it's the diameter, I'll use the circumference formula that says circumference equals pi times diameter, pi d. Now I'm going to substitute into the formula now that I've decided what I'm going to use. I'm told here that I need to use 3.14 for pi. So I'll substitute that here. And then I'm going to multiply by the 3.8, which is the measurement of the diameter as we just calculated. This gives me a total of 11.932. We were then asked to round. Right? So the instructions say to round your answer to the nearest whole number. So to round to the nearest whole number, let's find the whole numbers here. We'll look at the next value, which is 9. 9 causes us to round up because it's greater than 5. And so we should have chosen the answer of 12 centimeters for our estimate. Now, if you chose the wrong answer, the circumference equals 11.93, then you did a whole bunch of pieces correctly. So you correctly used the diameter, you used the correct formula, you substituted correctly, you knew that you were supposed to round, so that's great. And then I think that's where things went wrong. You actually had even the correct calculation here, but you were supposed to round to the nearest whole number, and it looks like you rounded to the 100th place, which is 2 decimal places. You did a nice job rounding to the 100th place, the 2 decimal places, but that's not what the question asked you to do. The question asked you to round to the nearest whole number. So I would encourage you to find strategies for yourself where you're either checking what the question's asking or going back and making sure that you've answered the question so that you don't get points off or get an answer wrong when you did all of the work right up till the end. Clearly you understand how to use the formulas and how to substitute, but you just missed that piece. I don't know if you maybe didn't read the instructions or you forgot at the end or you're used to rounding for 2 decimal places and so you just sort of did what you're used to. But make sure that you go back and check the instructions to make sure you're getting full credit for your work because you're doing the work correctly.